I am super psyched to see Jeff Chang.
Are we sure it's cool to surprise him like this?
Yeah, dude, as his oldest friends on Earth, we have a moral obligation to get him drunk as
Jeff Chang!
Listen, I can't go out tonight. Jeff Chang, you're 21 years old now. Your a-hole dad isn't here anymore. Dickwads. He's totally here.
Yep, that's definitely his voice.
Right?
Your interview is at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Be rested, be sharp, do not embarrass me.
Jeff Chang, this isn't just any birthday. This is your 21st birthday.
And the writers of The Hangover, they got to be the laziest writers in Hollywood.
Well, they
are the luckiest.
They have one idea, and they just going to keep riding into the ground until people stop going to see it.
They milked that cow till he's fucking dry, man. That cow is almost a skeleton now. I mean, god damn.
I feel like it's like they wrote a script like for a prequel, and maybe somebody else said like, we don't want to do that. They were like, fine. We'll get somebody to make this movie.
I don't know how old these guys are, but I feel like they're in their 50s or something, and this is the writer equivalent of the ex-high school football star trying to relive his glory days. You know what I mean? It's like, man, remember when we used to be young and stupid and party all the time? Let's write 8 scripts about it.
I was about to say, Cyrus, that's fine. Let them relive it. I don't want to keep reliving it over and over again.
It seems like a kind of a fantasy of theirs that they wish they had. It's like they're trying to make up all the shit they missed out on. So they're like, hey, we'll just live it all out through our movies. You know, why not?
It's the same thing. Hangover. Yeah. Hey, Hangover was cool. I love Hangover.
Yeah,
it was the first one.
Yeah, the first one. It was fresh. It was smart. It was, it was consistent.
But then you get the second one. Oh, you added a monkey and put another in another place. Okay, look, I don't give a damn. I saw that movie already.
It's not good because you add part 2 to it.
Actually, that monkey was pretty badass. But then you got this, and it's like, all right, it's The Hangover with kids. Yeah. You still ain't fooling me. I got it already.
It's the same shit.
I ain't stupid.
Yeah, with a little of Weekend at Bernie's thrown in there.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I mean, keep getting younger with every film too. These guys are 21. What's next? I'm scared.
The next one is where the babies break out their crib and have a crazy night of debauchery.
Remake of Baby's Day Out.
Drunk ass babies going down the street, all coked up.
I can't wait for John Travolta to make his return.
Or it'll be an animated movie where cats get into too much catnip.
Hey man.
Anyway, so this movie right here, man. I don't know, man. It's one of those movies that makes me mad. It makes me so mad. It's probably not making me mad for the reasons y'all even thinking, but
I think I know why it made you mad.
Why did it make me mad?
Because it's everything we said. It's a lazy movie, and yet it still made you laugh.
Yes. God damn, you know me too well. I might as well be The Hangover, man, because I'm the same story over and over again. Yeah, I was hating this movie. I found this movie utterly annoying. But there were moments where I laughed hard. And look, I always say, all right, it's a bad movie. I get one laugh. That's fine. I want to move on now. Then I get another laugh. And I get another laugh. I'm like, God damn it, stop making me laugh. I hate you.
Now, did they go over 3?
I wish I could have gotten some laughs, though, because I'm listening to you. I'm going, God damn it, Corey loves this movie. Fuck.
No.
But I would never hated it. I'm going, it's just another party movie. I mean, it's no different from the American Pie direct-to-DVD sequel.
Yeah, don't get mad at me because... You know what the movie was doing to me? I was sitting up there with a frown on my face, and the movie kept tickling me, and I was like, I ain't gonna laugh. I ain't gonna. Okay, all right.
Not this time.
I was doing the exact same thing, and I almost laughed at the same time as you were. Like the same things were striking me as funny. And at that moment, I was like, "Oh, you stop making me laugh." It's like it went, okay. Because I know it's like there was a big block of laughing, and then suddenly it just stopped being funny, and I was like. All right, now.
Now, did you feel like a jackass for laughing at the parts that you did laugh at?
No, the parts I laughed at were genuinely funny, but I thought it had lost me completely. And then it came back with some more laughs. I was like, God, okay, well, are you going to pick up again? No, not really.
I mean, the thing is, I could see if I was like 20 years old or something, I was in college, I'd laugh at it more. I'd be like, oh, dude, that was you. Remember last weekend? You did shit just like that. Because there's a lot of stuff in here. It's like, okay, this isn't so implausible as to not have a certain level of identifiability to it, right? But at the same time, we're supposed to at least like the people going through this experience, right? And the character they have, because in all these, they've always got everything. They got the guy who's going a little too straight, and then there's this friend who's a complete party animal. The party animal was like, I wanted to beat his ass. The whole film, I'm like, will someone please jump on him and beat him into unconsciousness so he stops talking?
Well, it was like hanging out in a drunk tank with a bunch of obnoxious fucking guys, and there's a point where you're like desperately trying. It's like, okay, I got to find something likable about these guys to keep my goddamn sanity. And unfortunately for this movie, that never really comes. Besides the boring guy that they have, the
straight man?
Paul Rudd Jr. That is completely playing the straight guy. So much so
Paul
that
Rudd / Jesse Bradford / was it Harold or Harold from the Harold and Kumar.
So much so that the movie depends on him to actually tell you what is going on throughout this entire film. Because if he wasn't there, it'd just be obnoxious, crazy laughter, yelling, screaming, to the point where you're like, all right, fuck these guys. Well, where the fuck is that ox to run them over?
Co-host, have you ever been to the drunk tank? Because you describe it very well.
Wait, how do you know he's acting?
Well, I'm talking from experience. I'm like, damn.
To let you know, if you want to party, that's the place to be.
Okay, I was going to say, I've been there.
I've been there.
Yeah. It is a place to party sometimes. Hey, you want to keep the party going? Let the police arrest you.
You get the best stories hanging out there.
Now, Corey, who are these actors?
Well, and Cyrus, you were right. You have all the types that we see not only in hangover movies, but any kind of party movie that you have.
Yeah.
You have these types of people. You have Miles Teller, who is Miller. Miller is the asshole party guy, the guy that is so obnoxious and he's the one that's getting everybody in trouble.
Yeah,
Fucking up everybody's not that night, but that life.
He's such a fucking party animal. That dude showed up in Project X.
Yes, he was.
I know. His personality is sort of like a cross between Vince Vaughn and Danny McBride.
Really, I was thinking if the dude from Transformers, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, he might look sort of like him.
No. There's points in this movie where it seemed like I was expecting Optimus Prime to stumble in drunk, hanging out with that guy, because I was like, he's reminding me too much of Shia LaBeouf, like the most asshole-ish version of him ever.
I thought he was just a human equivalent of pouring lemon juice on your eyes.
Well, that too.
God damn, he does kind of look like Shia LaBeouf.
He does. I mean, especially in this movie when you hear him talking, especially when he's like, "Come on, guys, we gotta get crazy. We gotta go crazy. Who's with me? Who's coming with me? Come on."
And he looks like the drunken arrest photo of Shia LaBeouf.
He does.
Then you have Skylar Astin, who's Casey, who's a straight and narrow guy. One of the things that these movies do not always have, they don't have an Asian. I guess not to be racist here, but I guess the Asian is equivalent of putting that monkey in the Hangover too. It's the different element here. No, I'm not saying because it's race. I'm talking about because of the element that it's not.
I like that guy in Community. All right, Senior Chang is hilarious.
Justin Chan is the Asian guy here, and
he's basically the missing friend in the Hangover films.
That's exactly.
Except that he's not missing here. The house that he lives at is missing, and he is largely not really present.
Well, he's a guy,
but he's also more like the Ed Helms character in that he's completely stressed out, and he's like the super straight-laced guy who goes too far.
In every movie, they have somebody who has something to lose. You got a guy in The Hangover who's about to get married. You got a guy in Project X who has to clean up his house before the parents get home. And here, this guy is a straight-A student who has a big medical school interview the next day, not a medical school, but he has a job for being a doctor the next day. His father's telling him, "Hey, you get your ass up and you be there." And his father's looking evil, so everybody's scared of his dad.
His father's either in the Chinese triad or the
Yakuza. Yeah.
Why don't you just tell your dad you don't want to be a doctor?
So
you are so white.
Because he'll put a samurai sword on my ass. That's why. But you can tell what's going to happen right here. The Chinese guy. Jeff Chang is his name in the movie. He's about to go for this big interview, and they say, "Let us just take you out. You just turned 21. We got to go out and
stop being a bitch. Yeah. Stop being a little yellow bitch. Stop being a chink. Just like stop.
Oh, they didn't say that.
No, but it's like
this is quoting the movie.
Yeah, it's quoting it. Like the movie is like, hey, before we write this movie, I want a whole room of writers to write down every Asian slur you can come up with, and we're going to use all of them.
Well, okay, they tell them, Chink and McGee, let's go out. Let's go out and get drunk. And of course, it's a night of debauchery and craziness that ends up there. They think it's going to be fun, but by the end of the night, they're just totally worn down, and they got to get this guy back home before his crazy-ass father comes home and just murders everybody.
Drunkenly unconscious, and they're dragging him from one place to another.
Well, the thing is, it's like I thought it would be a movie like a Weekend at Bernie's where they drag him around, but the fact is, that's half the time. The other half of the time, he's just drunk and wild. He's wilder than them. He's like a Tasmanian devil. You're like, shit, this is hard.
Every time they put him down, they come back and he's gone.
Yeah.
And not only does he have to be gone, he has to be fucking butt ass naked all the time. That was another problem. There's too many naked asses running around this movie for me to like just go.
Now, if it was women asses, you would like that.
Well, of course, who wouldn't?
Everybody would like that.
Well, you got to give something for the women there too. You know, fuck them.
Oh, come on. For the gay man,
care.
this film was so homoerotic. There's just no other way to say it. There's like, somebody needs to have a talk with these writers that goes, guys, will you please just admit you love each other?
Yeah, just kiss.
We'll talk about homoerotic in a little bit because I want to bring something up to you, Cyrus. I got a confession.
To me?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a confession. Everyone's hanging at the edge of their seat. I knew it.
A very special episode of Spill.
I want to say this for a long time, Cyrus.
You don't remember the conversation we had last weekend when you got drunk?
Yeah, when you guys were braiding each other's hair. Oh, I knew it. I knew it then. I knew it now.
But this is a movie. You're right. From the very beginning, they take the short route to some jokes. I mean, you got these people yelling at each other. Hey, you fucking Jew. Hey, you Chinese. You yellow motherfucking. I'm not so much offended by it. I'm not crying racism. No, but I'm just saying
it's lazy.
It's lazy. You just because you yell those things doesn't mean that they're funny. I mean, put them in some context and it's funny.
It's try hard humor. That's all it is. It's try hard humor so much to the point where you're just like.
I love that Bruce Willis movie.
Well, the thing is, the racial jokes are easy, and the first 2 or 3, first 5, 6, 7, 8 to establish, okay, this is the kind of character. He doesn't give a fuck. That's the kind of humor he is, but he's lovable anyway. But he takes it to that point where you go like, dude, enough already. Like, who would be friends with you? It was like, he's like, I'm just joking. It's like, joking or not. That's, we get it. Stop.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you can't help but keep telling yourself, why are these guys friends again?
Yeah.
Why are they friends? And then throughout the whole movie, it's sprinkled with why they haven't seen each other. And, there's a moment where they're trying to drag the drunk Chinese guy across the school campus and all of a sudden a conversation breaks out. Hey, so how you doing at school? I dropped out. Oh, I mean, it's all right. What do you mean you dropped out? And it's like,
you're trying to have a heart through the whole thing.
Like, now you're trying to look for your heart, your beating heart. Well, it's too late.
But in what way did you ever feel like that character was redeemed at all? It's like, oh, look, he's not perfect. Well, no shit. Like, really? Yes, he is going to be pumping your gas for the next 30 years. I'm sorry. That was a foregone conclusion when he greets everyone by going, what's up, you fucking racial epithet?
Yeah, this guy, I want to beat his ass so much, man. And it's not the actor's fault. I mean, the problem with the movie is that this is a template. This is a template of a story. Whatever story is there. This is a template of characters. We've seen this before.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, you've seen it stronger. When you watch Project X, it's pretty much the same thing. That character that Miles Teller plays, he's the same character that I hated in Project X. But for some reason, Project X, for me, because that's another movie that's not for everybody, but there was a continuous build-up.
Yeah.
It kept getting crazier and crazier, and it also had the found footage thing in there. Mm-hmm. It's not the strongest thing that they've done with it, but I thought, all right, that's cool that somebody's not doing sci-fi horror with it. They finally got to the comedy with the found footage format, and I think that this movie halfway succeeded. It's probably about 75%.
Well, I'll tell you why that Project X just seemed to outshine this, because they had so many more interesting things going on besides staying focused on that character that you hated so much that it kind of made up. It made up for it. There were just so many crazy moments, so many crazy other characters just in the background, the side ground, everywhere around you. So many crazy situations going on that it didn't give you enough time to focus on the guy who's the ass that you just couldn't stand. And this one, you can't help but be around them all the time, and you're hoping a new character will come in to make you get into the movie.
It doesn't mix it up enough. It's like it's so set on following this template that the Hangover set and this conceit that it goes along and it goes like, oh wait, we have to make this that crazy night, so let's throw something else in here, and it's like that wasn't organic, that didn't fit, and it would play that for a while, but then it would come back to what it actually was. It's like, okay, this is more on track, and I can maybe go into you having a heart, but okay, now you're doing something stupid again.
Well, worst of all, and I don't know if you guys picked up on this or not, but I right off the bat went, hey, wait a minute. The central premise makes no sense.
Oh,
because
it doesn't.
The whole idea is that they can't find this guy's house, right? Oh, you mean the house that we see them in the beginning of the film drive up to in a cab that took them there?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I wonder where we might find the address on your fucking person.
That's the problem.
You already know where it is.
It's fucking stupid because the movie is so random. And a movie that's so random, it should give you time to get lost and not question things like that. But the random situations they come into are so they're just trying to find an excuse to throw these people in a situation.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like you said. It doesn't feel organic. They just say, how can we thrust these people into the next crazy situation? First of all, there's no real progression here as to why these situations are happening. It's just them pulling plots from a hat. Right. You know what I mean? Just a situation from a hat. And second of all, they're just doing dumb shit I don't buy. I'm sorry. These people went from bar to bar to bar. They went a few blocks. They're not that drunk except for one guy. You don't get lost like that.
Exactly.
Well,
They went over the whole fucking city after they went down a block of bars. That's it.
Well, the other thing too, watching that scene, I was like, okay, obviously this isn't set in the real world, because anytime you're being a complete dick before you even get drunk, before you even get in the bar to the bouncer. I mean, there was like 6 scenes where they talk to the bouncer, go, hey motherfucker, I'm 21, let me the fuck in, yeah, fuck off, get out of here, get out of my way.
That wouldn't stand anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, you know what? I thought that too. That was my first thought. Was like, yeah, there's no way the bouncer will let you in, but I was willing to forgive that because the ways that he was getting in the bouncer's face was funny. I was like, okay, for comedy, you sacrifice some realism.
You thought that was
That's
funny?
Fine. Yeah, he was actually making me laugh.
I did too. I was laughing at that because I thought, because the bouncers look like, man, this guy's so little, I could kick his ass.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
easy. I'm just going to ignore this. I can let
Somebody
this
used
slide.
to work at a bar. I was like,
No.
I know, that's the thing. You ever work in a bar, or if you're even a bouncer, which I've been,
I get that. From you guys' perspective,
been a bouncer?
I
was a
get that.
bouncer once, yeah.
But that's almost
A basketball game?
Little League.
What were you a bouncer?
He had a trampoline in his back.
Don't be bouncing.
and I know from, realistically, or if I had been a bouncer, worked in a bar, yes. But, it's like, of course this isn't real. But the things he kept coming up with to do that. Actually, the whole, like, Jeff Chang getting drunk in the bar scenes, that was when it kind of turned around for me, because I was not digging it. I was like, okay, I have to admit, I'm actually like laughing at this, and this is funnier than I thought it would be. It was just like, once they got out of that and the adventure started kicking in, that's when I was like, man, they are really forcing some of this.
Or maybe I found it.
They get to something that's like, this is not working, move on,
Or
please.
maybe I found it funny because I was like that to the bouncer last night. Except I got kicked out.
you are Jeff Chang.
I'm a tall, black Jeff Chang, man.
But the other thing that I was like, come on, you're not really falling back on this old chestnut, is the good guy of the 3 guys, the straight-laced guy, meets a girl, is falling for her, keeps running into her.
Whose idea was it to throw Jeff off the roof?
Casey. It was Casey's idea.
Wow. I was all wrong about you. Had you pegged for a real straight arrow?
Oh, no, he is. He went to space camp.
Thanks, man.
Straight arrow.
Yeah, I have a bit of a wild side.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes, after eating, jump right into the pool. I don't even wait 20 minutes.
Renegade.
Yeah? You think so?
Yeah.
Sometimes at night, I don't even wear my mouth guard.
Oh, my God.
And I'm supposed to. That's recommended.
You're funny.
Thanks.
What are you guys doing? Okay, look, I go to the window to check out for our safety, and I come back, it's all bananas and pajamas.
And guess who her boyfriend is?
The asshole
he's
guy.
The villain
Did you not
character.
predict that?
Oh,
when
because
the moment they say, who's your boyfriend?
I predicted it before it even showed up.
It's the oldest element in party movies that there is.
Yeah.
I didn't predict it because the discrepancy between that girl and who was supposed to be her boyfriend was so great. I'm like, I'm sorry, that does not
Well,
work
she
at all.
pulls the whole, like, even though I've been flirting heavily as shit with you, making it very clear that I could be interested, and then later on, just off the cuff go, oh yeah, didn't I mention I had a boyfriend? No, bitch, you know.
See, that's another thing.
That's very realistic for college.
Well, that's
girls.
realistic, but not even to this point.
Yeah, but we're supposed to like her,
Yeah,
and then I was like, oh, fuck her.
Sarah Wright is the actor that plays Nicole. They kept yelling her name in the window. Nicole! I mean, she's heavily flirting with this guy. And, yeah, they do that in real life. But in this movie, it felt like they really were trying to force this just so you'd have something to root for.
No,
this
it
guy.
was tacked on.
Yeah,
it was tacked on, and
I
you
don't
could
believe
tell.
that shit.
And you could tell because there was never a single scene with them together in the entire movie. Just so you can buy this whole fucking bullshit premise.
You know what? There was one point in the movie. Now that, like I said, there are some parts in the movie where I just laughed hard. Every time Jeff Chang's dad came on the screen, he made me laugh, man.
You were laughing too.
No. I was laughing. That dude. I was like, who is this guy? And he's the guy who was Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was some points. I mean, there was even one scene with they go to a pep rally. Again, it doesn't make sense because by this time it's 3 a.m. or something. And it's having a pep. Time does not exist in this movie. But there's a buffalo scene in there that made me laugh. I mean, I can count isolated points where the movie made me laugh.
I know I'm getting old, but when I watch that scene, all I could think of, man, I bet you some of those people actually died. That makes Buffalo with a big horns, fucking full speed ramming into people. I was like, dude, somebody got killed there.
After seeing that scene, I was like, man, those visual effects guys don't get paid enough. Wow, fooled me.
Was that special effects? Because I was really hoping that somebody got hit by that buffalo.
That was special effects.
Okay, I'm gonna put a spoiler in here. You can cut it off. It's gonna take me just a minute. But there's a moment where the asshole is standing there looking at our heroes run away, and he's like, "Oh, you guys!" And behind him, that fucking buffalo is charging. And what made it funny is they cut it right there before they made it.
That's what makes that scene work.
Yeah, and you know what? It's true. Some things are left best to your imagination. What I saw in my mind was probably funny what they would have shown. But you know that scene that they had there's a scene in a Latina sorority where I was thinking, all right, man, this movie's kind of upsetting me because this is a very sexist scene right here, and I was actually thinking, I said, the only thing that would pull this movie around is if they'd reverse it and do something else, and I'd be goddamn if they didn't. And I laughed so hard.
That was great.
That was one of those things where I had given up on it, and it came back to me at that when it got to that scene. I was like, all right, this is good. It's too bad it could have been more like that.
Yeah, that was the most genuine, smart moment of that entire movie. I mean, just watching that, I was like, man, wow, perfect.
Only reason it didn't work for me is because I saw it coming a million miles away. I was like, oh, and that's what's going to happen. And sure enough, I mean, I was surprised at the point where it goes to that next level. Y'all are cracking up. I was like, seriously, you didn't see?
You know why? I tell you
from
why.
Like an hour ago.
Because you gave the movie more credit than I was ever giving it. I didn't. I thought the movie was too stupid to come around and do something like that. So that's why I was laughing so hard. I was kind of happy they did.
I have to admit, though, there was one character throughout that was cracking me up, and that was the friend of the major asshole who kept like, he's like, yeah, you tell him. What was the guy's name, Craig or something? He's like, you tell him, Randy. Yeah, you show him, Randy. And
that guy is the weirdest. Yeah. He's the weirdest fucking looking guy too.
I know. Well, it's not the darker looking guy. It's the actual white, fuck
me in the ass, Randy.
Yeah, fuck me.
What? Fuck them in the ass.
Look, this is the guy. Look how weird. Look how weird this guy looks, man.
Yeah. Wasn't he in Twilight?
Yeah. Or the Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's an actor. People go to IMDb and look up Daniel Bucco. He looks like his name.
That sounds like a villain's name.
That whole laptop scene I was like, okay, I'm gonna piss my pants right now. And he busts that dude's laptop. He's like, fuck your laptop. Get that desktop.
That made me laugh too. Get a desktop. But man, what can I tell you? This, like I said, you've seen this already. I like The Hangover. There's even parts of The Hangover 2 that I like. And
monkey.
I mean, man, a monkey selling drugs.
That's the best part ever. Yeah,
smoking. Yeah, no, the monkey was
smoking.
Funny.
Hilarious.
And no, hey, that was not CG.
Fucking hilarious.
Apparently, that was a real dope dealing monkey, man.
Fuck yeah.
They train people. Where did the movie take place?
In Thailand, yeah.
In Thailand. Apparently, you can buy cocaine from monkeys.
You remember when I was in that drunk take?
Was the monkey?
Monkey was there.
So dope.
He's my Hollywood friend. I don't like to name drop, but yeah.
I don't know how many times I wanted to ask you guys, let's go to Thailand and buy coke from a monkey.
Why don't you just ask?
No, they step on it too much.
Can I buy the monkey? Just buy the monkey.
But yeah, this is something that I want to give this some more bullshit so bad because it annoyed me so bad. I mean, I was so angry watching it sometimes just because I didn't want to be there. It's not because the movie was offending me. I just thought that these characters are so annoying and they keep doing dumb things that annoy me even more. The movie does dumb things that annoy me even more that I wanted to just sit there and say, you know what? It was taking all of me to sit there and not walk out. I don't walk out of movies anymore, but this challenged me. And I'm glad I stayed because the ending did make me laugh, as did the beginning. There is that big lull in the middle where there's nothing happening. But reluctantly going against everything I stand for, I got to give this a very low rental because I'm giving it credit for the laughs that I did receive.
Okay. Well, I'm not a delicate flower like Corey who couldn't stand.
What the fuck you mean by that?
Movie sitting there all mad.
And I bet you're gonna give it the same fucking thing I did.
But I was like, okay, it's not as good as it could be. I expected worse, and I'm like, oh, it's not great. I wasn't sitting there like mad at it. I was just like, all right, well, it is what it is. Oh, wait. It's actually making me laugh. I'm shocked it's doing this. And it did it a bunch in the beginning, and there's lulls, and then there's places here and there isolated. I laughed at probably all the same places you did. I mean, I feel like you and I were in sync.
Then why are you going against me now?
Because I'm not getting all dramatic about it.
I didn't get dramatic.
I was so angry. I thought I would have to.
You act like I'm up here holding a skull doing Shakespeare.
Go play the organ when I do this. I was incensed. It offended my sensibility.
Well, I never.
But I saw it mostly as a low rental most of the time. Even like I was like, yeah. I almost want to say some old bullshit, but it's just not quite there. Because you know what, the actors I actually like them. It's these characters that aren't so great. But I like what the actors are putting into it. And then it had those moments that made me laugh. And I know for a lot of people who would rent it, they would probably get enough enjoyment out of it that it's not even a low rental to me. It's a medium rental.
Okay.
I never could get mad at this film because right off the bat it just said, "Here's what we are," and I went, "Here we go." I just kind of checked out at one point early on. It's like, all right, you're just gonna sit here and watch this do every single thing I expect it to, and in that sense, it didn't disappoint. It did exactly that. I never really found anything. There's nothing I laughed at. I chuckled a few times, but at the same time, there was, like I said, there was nothing that really outright offended me or made me angry at it. It was just, all right, it's another one of these. I've watched a lot of them, and it's really a little bit better than your average direct-to-DVD, like I said, American Pie goes to Bandcamp type film.
Yeah.
Like, oh, all right. I know people who will love this. I probably don't get to hang out with them much anymore because they're a lot like the one Obnoxious character in this film. But still, it's on the whole, it presents itself as what it is to the audience who's going to love it. I'm just not that audience. I give it a low rental, but hey, if you love it, don't get mad at me. It just means you're probably like 20.
Well, I agree with a lot of what you guys said. And, the thing about this movie is I wasn't necessarily looking forward to it, but then again, I did want to judge it on its own merits. I didn't want to come in with an attitude because I have done that before, and it has kind of hindered my review. Before just going, okay, look, they're trying to do something here. They're trying to do something different. Oh yeah, hey, I'll admit it. But they didn't try so hard this time around, and. Yeah, the key word of this movie is obnoxious. It is the most obnoxious movie I've seen in a while. But saying that, I mean, it did have its moments that actually genuinely made me laugh. The sorority scene was great. That fucking the asshole buddy was having. I was just laughing. I was glad he was there because he's that one guy. I'm hoping that to find that I'm like, okay, I can hang out with that dude, even though he might be gay. But hey, there's no problem with that. But other than that, no, it is the typical kind of teen, getting drunk movie that you can see before. I mean, Project X, I think, is a better version of it. But saying that, the guy who played the straight guy, his name was Skylar Astin. Skylar Astin.
Yeah.
I thought he was great in Pitch Perfect. I just wish, he's kind of almost playing the same exact character in this movie. But I mean, there was moments where I was hoping, maybe he'll bring it in. But I could tell he was suffering because of the material. But other than that, it was just okay. And it's one of those movies that I'm like, God, I hope I'm not getting to the point where I'm so old that all these kids behind me are laughing, like having the fucking time of their life, where I'm like the old guy all of a sudden that's like, get the fuck off my grass, kids, already. But hey, it's a rental, man. Ugh.
You know what? That Jeff Chang?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, damn, you have to bring it up, man.
Yeah.
He looks like this Asian guy that we know at a bar.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to just admit it, people.
He acts like the Asian guy we know at the
I'm going
bar.
to admit it, people. So one night I go into this bar called the Nomad that we all frequent, and there's this chick behind the bar. I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking, damn, that's a fine-ass Asian chick. I come in about a couple of weeks later, and I look at somebody behind the bar.
When you're not drinking.
Yeah, when I'm sober, and I look at this guy behind the bar, and I said, I know that guy. I've seen him somewhere before. After a couple of drinks, I started there was a dress superimposed over him, and I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, a little Madam Butterfly.
Fortunately, there was a Target right across the street that I kept looking at Jeff Chang in this movie, and Jeff Chang, I'll be damned, he doesn't look like that guy at the bar.
And not to mention, he was actually walking around at one point with a bra on and naked, and went down and closed sitting there shifting in his seat.
I hate, and then he's wearing the bra, and they got his dick covered up with a teddy bear, so he looks like a little girl. And I'm thinking, yeah, well, just don't fight the feeling.
Wait, you tapped that? Is that what you're saying?
If he wore that teddy bear, yeah. Literally wearing a teddy.
Get down immediately.
What are you doing, sir?
I think he's getting down.
Yeah, no, I see that.
I'm just saying, technically, he's doing what you asked him to do.
Go far.